I never thought I'd be the kind of guy who'd cut his own father out of his life, but I also never thought my father would fake financial ruin just to steal from me, so here we are. I'm a guy, late 20s, engaged, and for 3 years my fiancée and I lived like monks to save for our wedding and a down payment on a small house. No vacations, no new phones, packed lunches every day, until we had just over $30,000 sitting in an account that felt like proof we were finally doing something right. My dad had always been loud about family loyalty, the kind of man who believed blood entitled him to obedience, and when he heard about the money, he suddenly became supportive in a way that should have raised alarms. He called constantly, offering advice, insisting he'd been through life and could help us manage things smarter. Eventually, he convinced me to let him temporarily hold the funds while he moved it into a high-interest account through a friend, swearing it would all stay under my name. 2 weeks later, I logged in and saw the balance was nearly gone. When I confronted him, his voice cracked as he told me his business had collapsed, that creditors were circling, that if he didn't borrow the money, he'd lose his house. He begged me not to tell anyone because he was ashamed, and like an idiot, I believed him. I defended him to my siblings, reassured my fiancée through clenched teeth, and told myself money was replaceable and fathers weren't. Months passed, our wedding plans shrank, the house dream vanished, and every time I asked about repayment, he'd sigh heavily and say he was still drowning. Then one night, scrolling through social media, I saw him tagged in photos at a luxury resort, arm around a woman I'd never seen, champagne glasses raised, captioned, "Hard work finally paying off." Something in me snapped so cleanly it almost felt calm. I drove to his place the next morning and found his driveway empty. New car, glossy black, parked where his old truck used to be. When I confronted him later, he didn't even bother lying this time. He shrugged and said I was young, I could earn it back, that he deserved a little comfort after sacrificing everything for me growing up. He actually laughed when I said my wedding was barely happening anymore. "You'll survive," he said. "Men are supposed to struggle. Builds character." That was the moment I stopped trying to be his son. I didn't scream, didn't threaten. I just left and started planning something else. See, my father loved appearances more than anything, loved being seen as the proud dad, the wise patriarch. So when my fiancée and I decided to still get married, quietly with help from friends, I made sure he wasn't part of it. I told extended family he was busy, never corrected rumors, and sent him no invitation. On the wedding day, held in a small renovated warehouse, I walked past the front doors and saw him across the street, standing by his car, suit too tight, phone pressed to his ear, furious that security wouldn't let him in. He'd found out through someone else and showed up anyway, confident he could force his way into the role he thought he owned. Through the glass, I watched him argue, gesture wildly, point at me like I was property. Guests whispered. My best man asked if I wanted him removed farther. I said no. I wanted my dad exactly where he was, outside. When the music started, I took my place, and just before walking down the aisle, I looked back one last time. My father saw me, realized I wasn't coming to fix it, and his face collapsed into something small and helpless. For the first time, he couldn't buy his way into control. I turned away and married the woman who stood by me when the money disappeared, when the illusion of family cracked, when I learned that sometimes the hardest lesson is accepting that the people who raised you don't always deserve a front row seat in the life you build.